Long time no see, Astral Express crew. It's Kafka.
Welcome to the Anime Classroom, and today I got a very exciting video for you. Who is Elio? We're gonna talk about some of the possibilities we could talk about today. Elio is the leader of the Starail Hunters, and he is often depicted by this cat, alright?
It's time to discuss a possibility.
The cat has yellow eyes. Who else has yellow eyes? The Trailblazer. But anyway, Elio is noted for having all these scripts that he is able to give the Starail Hunters in order to tell them what to do or what needs to be done. Kafka is his lieutenant right here, and Kafka's splash art has always been depicted with umbrellas showing the Starail Hunters. You have Blade right here. You have Silver Wolf right here. One of these is Firefly for sure, and then the Trailblazer, if not Elio, which I'm leaning on the Trailblazer being Elio here. Trailblazer is either Akivili or Elio or both, okay, at this point. I do think the Trailblazer shares the yellow eyes, which I always thought was unnatural to, like, just normal. Like, I know gold is the destruction. Let's see. I thought I had a picture of the Trailblazer. Ah, right here. Like, yellow eyes. I know yellow eyes don't really show anything, but the Trailblazer literally has yellow cat-ish eyes. They were very careful not to make it too cat, but I'm not gonna lie. So Elio is probably an emanator or an eon himself. If he is an emanator, it's probably of Terminus, which is eon that can travel through time and see all possible future. It sounds a lot like Elio, doesn't it? So we have that. Kafka is also his first lieutenant and the first person that is recruited by Elio in order to follow his path, and then they recruit Firefly, and then Blade's the third member, and then Silver Wolf gets recruited. We don't have a timeline from when the Trailblazer gets recruited, and as we know from 3.0, the Trailblazer is a member of the Starail Hunters. Now, I do have theories on why this is, okay? Some of the theories is the Nameless that occupied the Astral Express before it crashed was the Starail Hunters. Also, Akivili, the Eon of Trailblazer, disappeared after an accident. Himiko's the only one in-game that pronounces Akivili dead, but we don't know if that's true. Like, she's the only one. Everyone else says he disappeared. Now, that could mean that the Trailblazer is like Akivili, but I think there's a stronger point to make Elio the Trailblazer, but we did get somewhat of a leak that showed a very different Elio than we don't know if the leak's true, so gonna throw that out there. Elio could be that person that we saw in the leak, and if that's the case, then my theory would move to the Trailblazer being Akivili. Alright? And after that accident, the Starail Hunters made that happen. But with all the Starail Hunters loving the Trailblazer, I mean, even Blade has a soft spot for us, right? So I think there's a big possibility that will Elio in a different time or whatever. Yeah, every single Starail Hunter loves us to death. So we're definitely important to them. But we're also Trailblazers on, you know, part of the Nameless. My theory about the Starail Hunters, right, is that the Starail Hunters were the Nameless before our current group of Nameless. Before that accident derailed the train, the Starail Hunters were the Nameless aboard the Astral Express. Before Pom Pom, before all this stuff, alright? Or maybe it was during Pom Pom, and Pom Pom knows, like, Pom Pom's keeping quiet about it. We know that Pom Pom has lots of secrets that they even told us that we will know in due time. So we know that Pom Pom was around for, Micah, whatever his name is from Falcone, the watchmaker, okay? And the watchmaker left the Astral Express and lived his whole life before Pom Pom was, while Pom Pom was conductor, okay? So that's way before Himiko and the accident, so Pom Pom would have to be aware of the Starail Hunters being the Nameless as well. And we know that Himiko has a relationship to Kafka some way, somehow. Two fan theories on Himiko's relationship with Kafka is that they were an item and went out. I find this highly unlikely because of China. China doesn't really like those kind of relationships, if you know what I mean, and bad things happen. All right. Also, Japan is not okay with those relationships either. For this to be a collab between Japanese and China, it seems very unlikely that that is the case, alright? In my opinion, Kafka and Himiko reign from the same planet. They try very hard in this conversation to pretend that they don't know each other, but you can't trick us, game!
Every single one.
No need for the mysterious introduction, Stellaron Hunter.
Himiko, correct?
I've seen your face before, Stellaron Hunter. Even if it was only on a corporation wanted poster. They were offering quite the bounty. Dead or alive. Do you know the figure?
Doesn't concern me. Then again, a corporation bounty is a compliment, not an insult, don't you think? The higher the figure, the bigger the compliment.
You wanted criminals sure know how to look on the bright side of things.
I will say, Herta certainly paid you all a compliment. A maniac that claims he can see destiny, leading a bunch of wild lunatics in pursuit of the most dangerous objects in the universe. And Herta doesn't give out compliments very often.
See, in my humble opinion, Himiko's attacks on Kafka in this seem very personal. Like, too personal for them not to know each other. Also, Kafka is obviously taunting Himiko, and Himiko is countering with her own taunt on Kafka. This speaks to past prior knowledge of each other / some kind of mutual relationship with each other. You see what I'm saying? They know each other, okay? And it's more than just the ICP thing, alright? So, or the, you know, the wanted things. So I think there is a prior, like, thing between Kafka and Himiko, and I think that they came from the same planet. In a line of dialogue, Kafka says that her planet was changed by Starail, and we know Himiko's planet was changed by Starail as well. So there's that. So this is just some of the possible reasons behind the Trailblazer either being Elio or Akivili. Each would work. Each would fit. Each would definitely fit, like I've been saying, because think about it. The Trailblazer gets a bunch of flashbacks, especially Kafka smiling at them and Himiko and everything. The Trailblazer is either a creation of Elio and Akivili, and so is Pom Pom. But the Starail Hunters, from the very beginning, we notice that they are connected with the Astral Express crew. And I do think that the Starail Hunters were once Astral Express crewers as well. And Akivili and Elio, if they're not the same person, conspired together to separate the two groups in order to divide and conquer. It could be that Elio and Akivili are friends. It could be different reasons for different things, but the Trailblazer, I think, is either Elio or Akivili. And I think Pom Pom is a creation. We know Akivili made the train. And Elio would probably... Akivili and Elio working together, if they're not the same person, is highly likely to connect the Starail hunters and the Astral Express crewers. It also could be that Elio is just working for Akivili, who is Terminus now, or who we speculate is Terminus in a different form. So it could be that Elio and the Astral Express crew serves the same Eon. Okay, well, those are my theories for right now. We will have to see what the future holds, but we know that the Trailblazer is very important to the Starail hunters, and it's either because we're a really cool person, or that they have mad respect for Elio, thus us. Okay, thank you. Bye.